Hey, in this video, I'm taking on the challenge of cramming a whole semester worth of notes and PDFs in just 38 hours with the help of AI. I will compare the results if studying with AI is better or worse. Let's see how much I can learn. And I have learned something unusual on the 11th hour, something I wish I had known earlier. Let's get started. Hi, I'm Sinhay Bangangbang. I'm a student just like you, and I also happen to be a content creator, and I am doing something which you don't have to. Let us set our timer now. It's 12 p.m. noon. Let's start 00 hours. Now, I'll start by studying all my notes the old school way, which is I'll read the PDF very roughly, I'll highlight important sections, and I'll write down short summaries beside the notes. That took me 6 hours. So by the end of my self-study manually, I have covered most of the material, but my brain feels like mashed potatoes. At this point, I feel really skeptical. So could AI really help me understand all of this in such a short amount of time? Let's find out. Here's how it works. First, go to this website or just type in Google MindMap by Microsoft. Sign up for an account. It's instant. Now, all you have to do is upload a PDF or you can type out your note. Let me show you. So you have this screen. Once you're signed in, it will look like this. Now all you have to do is click on this clip so that you can put your attachment. It can be a PDF, it can be text, it can be images, or it can be audio and videos. So for demonstration purposes, I'll use one of my notes. So once you upload a PDF or type out your notes, add a simple prompt to guide the tool, like let's say create a mind map breaking this PDF into main topics and subtopics along with examples. Now all you have to do is wait and it will generate. So this helps us get a visual representation of all our notes and what we need to know. Here you can see that the app has done its magic and it has created a mind map of all the basic things we need to know or the outline of the PDF. Mind maps are game changers for people like me who want to learn things visually. It helps us connect the ideas and grabs the entire picture in just one place. Every time we have to double check because there might be errors. And when there are errors, all you have to do is just click on it and edit. That's it. This took me about an hour, but it saved me a lot of time because if I had done this manually, it would have taken a long time. With that being said, I have been studying this mind map along with my notes, and it's 11 p.m. already, so let's take the day off. But here's the kicker. At this point in time, I realized something I should have done earlier, and let me tell you what that is. I wish that I started using mind maps earlier, even way before I started this challenge of studying everything in 38 hours. Why? Because the human tendency to forget things. For example, you had a really nice class last week. Now that a week has passed, I'm pretty sure that you have almost forgot about 80% of what he has taught you. Unless you're a genius and you remember everything. So, when you have mind maps, you have the foundation and the layout, so just by looking at things, you're able to connect your dots and you remember things very easily. If only I had integrated mind maps into my daily study routine, this 38-hour challenge would have been way less intimidating to me. So, lesson learned. Better late than never. Whenever you're studying something, please try to use mind maps.
Good night.
Good morning, everyone. This is 9 a.m. the next day. I have my coffee here and it's hour 21. Yesterday, I slept as soon as my head hit the pillow. Zero distraction. Not really. I mean, it happens. Okay. We are ready to tackle NotebookLM by Google. So with NotebookLM, we are going to make a podcast. So here's how NotebookLM works. First, go to Google, type NotebookLM by Google, or simply type this website, http or www.notebooklm.google, and you will see after signing in, I already have some notes. Click here on create new. Now you have plenty of options. You can upload your files, your PDFs or an audio, or you can give your link to your Google Slides or Google Docs, a website, or even a YouTube video. So in this example, let me choose my files. Let it run. It takes some time, but it's pretty fast. So after you upload your PDF and notes, it creates a summary of your material. You also have the option to ask questions. This is the same note which I used to create my mind maps yesterday, so that we have a base for comparison. Now let's use the deep dive conversation. How do you do that? Use the deep dive conversation feature to create a podcast style audio file. Here is a pro tip. You can customize and give very precise prompts to make your audio podcast better. Let me give you an example. Now here, you can directly go for generate, but I would rather prefer to give prompts to make it more precise and accurate. So click on customize and give commands like something like this, like summarize this PDF for a beginner and explain this concept step by step. Here, click on generate. That's it. It takes some time. So now, while you're waiting for the audio podcast to generate, I suggest you to do other things, like if you have to do your meal prep, now is the perfect time. If you have to wash your clothes, now is the perfect time, because the audio generation takes some time. Our AI generated podcast is ready, and I want you to try and listen to it and see how it is.
It's really fascinating stuff, and we're gonna break down all the science behind it. Don't worry, no jargon here, I promise.
So genetic engineering, or GE, is basically all about using special lab techniques to change an organism's DNA, right?
Okay, so it's like tweaking a recipe.
So what's the next step? First, open the related mind map from yesterday we created in accordance to the PDF we are using. Now, we make ourselves a really good cup of coffee, we sit down, or you could lie down if you prefer that. Then, we listen. It's not perfect. Some parts of the audio summary is not very precise, or it sounded robotic sometimes. But overall, it was a game changer for reviewing the materials on the go. At this point, I have already hit my 35-hour mark. I have gone through my entire semester's worth of material and notes, and here's what I found. Using AI, I could retain 60 to 70% of my notes and content. Without AI, my retention was closer to 40%. Here's why. When you see a lot of PDFs and notes, you are overwhelmed with the amount of information. But with AI, you're looking at a bigger picture with interconnecting dots. It made me see the bigger picture and connect the dots properly. And it saved me a lot of time. Also, now I'll talk about what worked versus what did not work. So what worked was that mind maps are good for organizing and connecting ideas, and audio summaries for on-the-go revision. And now if I have to talk about what did not work, because I retain only 60 to 70% of the studies even using AI. So what did not work was, we should not rely on AI to do all the thinking. We still need to verify and customize the material. For example, the mind map yesterday, as I shown, it was not 100% accurate. We had to do some minor tweaks and editing. Also with the audio podcast, the more you listen to it, they include things which are not included in our PDF or notes. So at the end of the day, human intervention, our own study, is very much needed. AI is just a tool, and like any other tool, its effectiveness depends on how we use it. In the end, cramming a semester in just 38 hours is very doable, but not very ideal. I do not suggest it, otherwise it is the only option you have. And I do admit that AI is a very powerful productivity booster, but it is not a replacement for our consistent human study habits. AI is very useful in helping us to predict how plants can grow even without growing them in the ground.